Your boss won't listen to you. Your spouse doesn't listen to you. Your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
That's right. It is an hour fully dedicated to you. We open up the phone lines. We let you be the star of this show. The phone lines, you can give us a call at 614-821-9710. 614-821-9710. There's so much to get into today. We are going to be talking a lot of Ohio State football. We want to look back at the biggest sporting events that we've seen so far this year and kind of rank and grade them so far. And we can take this any direction you want to go. Maybe you want to talk about the defensive line for Ohio State and that spring portal, that transfer portal that is opened up. We will get into that. I'm Scotty Vegas with Ryan Baker. Cam Taylor's at the controls. And let me tell you, we got a reward for you if you make a great call.
I love rewards.
Yes, sir. We got a $50 Visa gift card that we are going to be giving out during the show. We also have ESPN Bet Sportsbook gift cards. And the great thing about that is we're going to be out at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook this week for the NFL Draft. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a show from 7 to 8 previewing the NFL Draft, and then we're going to throw a big old party out there. So, Ryan, it's good to see you. Love it. Happy Easter. What a wonderful Sunday it is.
It is a great Sunday. And, Scotty, I'll tell you what. I want to make sure we give out a couple of those ESPN dining credits to ESPN Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino because of the reason you said. You guys are going to be there on Thursday night, an NFL draft show, then a watch party for the draft, all kinds of exciting things in the first round of this draft. You guys, I heard you guys talking a little bit about some of the odds, and it seems like it's a lock at 2 that Travis Hunter is going to the Browns. I'm not so sure.
Really?
That the Browns aren't going to take Shedeur with this news out of New Orleans that Derek Carr is out, and they may need a quarterback. I think this Derek Carr injury news might change the whole trajectory of this draft because there was a lot of people that thought Shedeur was going to slide and maybe some teams could trade back up. They could get greedy and get a really good player high in the draft and then trade back up. I wonder now if that Giants pick, the Patriots pick, the Jaguars pick, I wonder if they're going to get offers that they can't refuse if the Browns don't take Shedeur.
Oh, my goodness. Just another thing for our callers to call in and talk about the NFL draft. Ryan saying maybe it's not a lock that Hunter goes number 2. I'd love to get Browns perspectives. I think one thing that I ask all the Browns fans that I talk to is, what do you want? What's the number one thing, regardless of what you think the Browns are going to do? What's the thing that if you were the general manager, this is absolutely what you want to see?
I like that you just said if I was the general manager or if someone else. Because the scenario that I want the Browns to do, I don't know if I trust this front office to execute it properly. Me personally, I want the Browns to trade out of 2.
For more picks.
Now, the problem is, it sure seemed like there was a market for 2 quarterbacks at the top. Now it doesn't seem like that. Now it seems like it's Cam Ward at 1 and maybe Shedeur will fall. I don't believe that just because we know how important the quarterback position is. But if someone wants Shedeur, or maybe they want Travis Hunter, or maybe they want Abdul Carter, I want the Browns to trade back and get more assets because the Browns have a lot of picks in this draft, but they need so much to me. Everybody
give me more specifics of your trade. What exactly? How far back are you going? What are you doing?
If I could trade back to like 5 or 6 somewhere in there and get an offensive tackle, and I know the Browns need a lot of weapons. I'm a big Mason Graham guy. I think Mason Graham is a can't miss, plug and play, all pro defensive tackle. And I'm not the biggest Myles Garrett fan, but if you give Myles Garrett a guy like that on the inside and maybe pair him with a Mike Hall who you already have, I mean, that defensive line is pretty stout. I just think the Browns need more assets so they have more chances at this but that's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you stay there, I don't think you can go wrong with a Travis Hunter. I don't like Abdul Carter at 2 personally, but 614-821-9710. That is the phone number. Again, a $50 Visa gift card to our favorite caller. And Scotty, we talk a lot about OSU on this show, and it's mostly like OSU football and some OSU hoops. There's some pretty cool things happening at Ohio State right now. The men's lacrosse team this week, actually yesterday, they beat Michigan 10-8 to secure their first ever Big Ten regular season championship. They're the number 1 seed in the Big Ten lacrosse tournament that gets underway next Saturday. They have a bye, though. They're into the semifinals, so Ohio State won't play until May 1st. Very good job out of Nick Myers and crew over there. Cameron Nelson, the men's gymnastics team, won the national championship on the men's vault this weekend, the first men's national championship in gymnastics since 2019 for the Buckeyes. And how about this OSU women's softball team? They have been dynamite. Friday night, they get 2 walk-offs in a doubleheader against Michigan. They wrap up that series today here at Ohio State at 1 p.m. The Buckeye women's softball team, 36-10-1 this year under first-year coach Corinne Kumar. They're 5th in the Big Ten right now. They lead the nation heading into this Michigan series this week in scoring, RBIs, and they had 109 home runs. They wrap up this series today against Michigan. Tuesday, they're down in Athens to play your Bobcats.
Well, let me throw one more out at you. Great list, and congratulations to all those Buckeye teams. How about Neil Shipley, by the way? Buckeye, right? We saw him last year in the Masters, made the cut, played with Tiger. That was really cool. Well, this week he actually got his first win on the Korn Ferry Tour and did it in style with it, making a bomb long putt. That was really, really cool to see. So a lot of good news out there for Ohio State. Love that. Again, that phone lines are open, 614-821-9710. We are going to go out to the phone lines now. Let's talk to our friend Sean. Sean, welcome to the call-in show. What school are you representing this morning?
Oh, I'm representing Ohio State.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
All right, Sean, what do you got for us?
Cleveland Browns. I think they have to take a quarterback. They have to take Shedeur second. You can have all the team you want, but if you don't have a quarterback, you have nothing. So I think they've got to take that quarterback. If they pass on quarterback, they have to take, I would say, Travis Hunter. We do need a lot of things, but one thing we desperately need is high-impact players, not just an accumulation of players. So I'm hard and fast that they need to take the quarterback. If not, they need to take Travis Hunter.
Now, would you be okay with a trade down and risking as far as Shedeur? Like, so if you're in that 2 hole, maybe you let somebody else into that 2 spot, or what's your play? You would just take Shedeur right at 2.
Unless they just get an offer they can't refuse. Again, we've got basically Carter, which I don't believe that you spend the number 2 pick in the draft on a guy that's going to be the second best player in his position. So I don't believe that. But they do need impact. Unless they just get an offer they can't refuse, they need to take Shedeur.
It's a great call, Sean, and I don't necessarily think you're wrong in that. I'm not as high on any of these quarterbacks in this draft that I would take them 1 or 2. Let's remember, Cam Ward last year he went through the NFL draft process, and they said, no, probably not. And then he comes to Miami, and all of a sudden he's the number 1 pick in the draft. I just don't know if I see it. I do think Shedeur is a better fit for the Cleveland Browns offense. If I'm the Browns, I'm taking a minimum of 2 quarterbacks in this draft, regardless of you take one at 2 or not. I'm getting a couple, because if you're the Cleveland Browns, since you've been back as a franchise, you have not had one. So you've got to take as many as you can until you find one.
Well, right now you've got 40-year-old Joe Flacco, and you've got twice traded first-round pick Kenny Pickett as your 2 quarterbacks right there. So, and let's say that the Browns do follow the odds and take Travis Hunter at number 2. There's a lot of people who are wondering, is Travis Hunter coming in as a wide receiver, or is he coming in to play defense, right? And maybe both. What's your take on that?
So I guess my take is, and it's because it's the way football was forever, if you had a guy that was really good at both, you put him at cornerback, right? You put him on the defensive side of the ball, and then you worked him into packages on the offensive side of the football. I think it's easier for a guy to play both ways if he plays cornerback on defense, and then he can fit into packages or certain routes, doesn't have to be out there all the time on offense, and he can still affect the game. In today's football, though, it sure seems like a wide receiver and offense is more important than the cornerback. I think it's harder, though, to fit him in situationally as a cornerback than it is to do vice versa on offense.
Well, and I do kind of wonder because obviously Brown's pretty thin behind Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver. So you could see him starting out maybe on the offense because you have a little bit more depth, I believe, in the defensive backfield. Maybe he's a guy that Hunter is generally going to play wide receiver, but then you kind of save him for some red zone packages, maybe defensively, something like that. But all right. Phone lines are open. We got a couple callers coming in, 614-821-9710. We got a gigantic prize to give out. We got gift cards. We've got gift cards to the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. We've got Visa gift cards to give out. It is a big morning here on the Call-In Show. We're taking your calls next, 614-821-9710. This is the Fan Call-In Show.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Colin Mann here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Watching big events are more fun at Hollywood Casino. For example, there's this draft thing coming up. Large men get selected to move to different cities and play football. That's all I'm legally allowed to say. Not only do you get the excitement of on-site wagering and camaraderie, there's prizes to win at the Sportsbook. And sign up for Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on the house. Do it now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's go to the floor with some late-breaking developments on the markets, Jim.
Up things are down, down things are up.
Sounds like things
You
are...
don't understand. Right is left, lemons are sweet, spaghetti is cold, the milk is warm.
Okay, but are you seeing anything that maybe smart-minded money people should know about?
Yeah. Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Probably one of the most stable things you can do is an Apex Pros air conditioner tune-up.
Air conditioner tune-ups, you say?
Oh yeah, Apex Pros knows most expensive summer breakdowns can be prevented by getting a tune-up now.
Yes, it's known that a tuned-up AC lowers energy bills, which is important to...
Oh, this is unbelievable.
What, big sell-off? Huge increase?
No, I spilled coffee on my new shirt. Anyway, tune-up save on energy bills, plus make your air conditioner last years longer.
Good to know Apex Pros keeps things stable and predictable.
That's on my pants, too. This is the worst day. This is historic. You know that.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall from my friends at Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. 2 years ago, I was actually experiencing hip pain for the first time in my life, and I knew I needed the best. So I chose Orthopedic One for my physical therapy needs. And in a matter of weeks, I was rotating that golf swing better than before, and I was the longest hitter in my group again. So be like me and trust Orthopedic One. Several convenient locations around Central Ohio. To find a physician or location near you, go to www.orthopedic1.com.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Let the fresh air in and keep the bugs out with replacement door and window screen. It's easy to install, durable against the elements, and comes in a variety of types to fit your needs. All rolls of replacement door and window screen are on sale now through April 27th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Earn $200 when you spend $2,000 in the first 90 days with a new Visa from Kemba Financial Credit Union. Plus, pay 0% APR on balances transferred in the first 90 days for 15 months. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Offer ends June 30th, 2025. Equal opportunity lender.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White with your 10 weather impact forecast here on your Easter Sunday. We're looking ahead to high temperatures into the 70s here for the afternoon. And then for tonight, we'll look at lows into the lower 60s with a good chance of showers and storms arriving after midnight. That chance will continue here into your Monday, at least early in the day, but we'll see clearing skies for the afternoon and high temperatures once again into the 70s. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
Here's a quick 10-second reminder that the Buckeyes have won the Natty. Also, we are all the games, and we always will. Thank you. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. The Fan Calling Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
All right, welcome back to the Fan Calling Show. I'm Scotty Vegas. We got Ryan Baker, but we're just point guards here for you. We are dishing it off to you. The phone lines are open, 614-821-9710. And we're talking a lot of different things, but one of the focus has been the NFL draft, which is, of course, coming up in just 4 days. And we're talking a little bit about what the Browns are going to do. The thing that I'm most excited to watch the NFL draft for, to be honest with you, Ryan, is to see where all these Buckeyes end up going. Like, I know that there's a lot of different angles to the draft. I'm most excited to see who ends up with Will Howard. Where does Travion Henderson go? Who grabs Emeka? Does Emeka end up going in the first round? Those are the kind of the things that I'm most excited about. And then after that is probably what happens with Shedeur. Like those are the two storylines that I'm going to be following the closest.
Yeah, the Buckeye thing is interesting. Do they get more than two in the first round? I feel like Simmons and Emeka are locks. If Emeka Egbuka doesn't go in the first round, that is the steal of the whole draft.
Yeah.
Whoever gets him in the second round, that is the steal of the whole draft. I do not care. I think the interesting thing is, do the Buckeyes get a third? Does Donovan Jackson get in there? Does JTT get in there? I think that's the interesting story with the Buckeyes. And then, of course, Will Howard goes. I think the Shedeur Sanders thing could be the whole domino, right, of the first round.
No
I think
doubt.
It could be crazy.
No doubt. And, across the board, we're going to see Buckeyes throughout the entire weekend. But, yeah, you're right. It's looking like 2 or 3 Buckeyes probably in the first round, and then a whole host of them between basically rounds 2 and 4, because we haven't even talked about Jack Sawyer. Mm-hmm. Where does Jack Sawyer and JTT and all these guys, Tyleek, it's just going to be a fun few days. And Dave mentioned this last hour. It's like a Buckeye infomercial. commercial. When we get to day 2 of this NFL draft, we're just going to see Buckeyes left and right off the board.
And are they going to get to 16? Does someone like a Josh Fryer get picked late in this draft to give the Buckeyes the 16? It'll be interesting to see. 614-821-9710. That is the number to call. That's what Greg did, and Greg is up next on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, guys. I'm representing OU Bobcats.
Show me the money! Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money!
Love that we got the Bobcats in here. All right, Greg, what do you got for us?
Well, I'd like to talk about the draft prospects, but I'm going to express a dissenting opinion this morning. You guys aren't going to agree with me, but that's all right. In recent years, we've had some really good quarterbacks at Ohio State. Dwayne Haskins, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud. We expect the best from our quarterbacks. I don't place the high rating that a lot of people in the media have with Will Howard. I'm going to say much of my criticism by saying he did an outstanding job through the playoffs, got us to the championship and won it. Thank you very much. But his regular season play was just a notch over mediocre. It was only because of the supporting cast. It's been said by somebody in the media several times last year that he's an elite quarterback. He was going to be invited to the finalists for the Heisman. That didn't happen. He's not an elite quarterback, guys. He's not even in the same class of the guys I just mentioned, okay? He's not. My definition of elite is the best of the best. Will Howard's not even the best of the Ohio State quarterbacks. Now, this is a weak class, and he may go as high as second round. I don't know where he's going to fall. But the NFL scouts, most of the mocks I see, don't have him going very high, not even going over Kyle McCord. So that's my opinion on Will Howard.
Greg, it's a great call, and we appreciate the call. Let me say this first about Will Howard. I think Will Howard is a 10 to 15-year NFL quarterback as a backup. I don't think Will is ever going to be someone's franchise. Now, he may start for a year here or there, but I think Will Howard is going to be in the league for a long time because he's a smart guy. He's a leadership guy, but I don't think he's ever going to be someone's starter. Will had at least one, maybe two really bad boneheaded mistakes a game here, it seemed like. And I have questions about Will's arm strength. We were just talking because it's the 3-month anniversary of the national championship game, and we were just talking about that 3rd and Jeremiah play, and I'm seeing the replays again. And when I saw it live, I said this, and I say it even more now. If Will makes a good throw on that, a good throw, that's a touchdown. Like, that is 3rd and Jeremiah is taken to another level because it's a touchdown. But that was not a great throw, and Jeremiah kind of had to slow down his route and wait for him. The reason I think Will is not going to be a starter at the next level is because I question his arm strength. Now, we've heard a lot. When Will had his feet under him and he was right, he had the strength and he made accurate throws, and he threw for 74% completion percentage. But I think Greg is right. I don't think he was in the class, to me at least, of a Justin Fields. And look how much Justin Fields has struggled at the pro level. Now, there are some things that I think Justin has struggled with that Will would not struggle with in the NFL game, with like picking up defenses and reading where routes should go and whatnot. But listen, most guys have Will Howard in the middle of this draft because he's probably projected to be a career backup.
You know what? We were talking about this as far as like projections go with Will, and we've seen him anywhere between, some people have him as high as 2nd round and some people have him in the 5th round. So it is a wide range of predictions for Will Howard. And one of the most important things is what situation he's going to be drafted into. And is he going to be drafted into a situation where he's expected to be a starting quarterback relatively quickly? Or is he going to be drafted into a situation where he's going to have time to learn and a couple of years under a belt under a starter? We'll see. Like, we'll know more later this week. But I think it's absolutely fair what Greg said and what you said about questioning the arm strength. Okay, we did it throughout the year. The thing is, the leadership ability that he showed
off the charts
from after that Michigan game where everybody is as low as you can be to leading a team on that run, that gives you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and why we're so excited to see exactly what happens with Will Howard.
One of the places I've seen him mocked in a couple of drafts is to the Rams. And I'm not sure there could be a better situation for Will Howard than that.
Yeah.
Going to a team where he could sit behind Stafford for a few years, be with a guy like Sean McVay, learn from those two. That would be an ideal situation to me for a guy like Will Howard to go to and learn from those guys. Let's get one more call here before we got to go to our short break. Let's head out to Brad. Brad, you've been holding the longest. Good morning. You're on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. This will be Jonathan Alder representing.
Acknowledge me.
Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, so first of all, I didn't realize Columbus had so many minor league hockey teams after listening to your previous show.
Yeah, me either.
Lead me into my next thing, and it's going to be the Blue Jackets. Try not to make Baker too mad, but I'm a little frustrated, but I'll deal with it. Heading into year 25, they've only won one playoff series, so that's Cleveland Browns territory bad. But anyhow, now I know why after watching some of the other teams, and I'm going to say it's the center ice position. All of the teams in the playoffs, amazing, the center ice lines, 1, 2, 3 down the middle. I think Columbus is getting there. With Monahan, maybe their best center they've ever had in this short time, Fantilli, and unless they get solid down all three lines, even the fourth, they're going to be having trouble.
Brad, I mean, you're spot on with that with the Blue Jackets, and I think one of the things that has caused this for the Blue Jackets was way back when Don McLean was just so damn competitive. Doug McLean, was so damn competitive that if he could get a team that could squeak out 75 points, he was going to get 75 points. Instead of playing the long game and trying to get number one draft picks, as good of picks as you could get. And he also sometimes would overrule his scouts and not pick the guy that they had for whatever reason at the top of the draft, at least. And you're right. And they had Ryan Johansson. And for whatever reason, that didn't work out. They had Pierre-Luc Dubois. For whatever reason, that didn't work out. I think it's one of the reasons why we're so optimistic, though, about this Blue Jackets team. As you mentioned, Sean Monahan, he signed here for 4 more years. Adam Fantilli is a budding superstar in this league. Cole Sillinger, I think, is a solid number 3 center, and fourth-line centers, whoever that is next year, whether they re-sign a Corrali or they re-sign a Danforth or it's someone else, you can get those quality fourth-line centers. So you're right. It's been depth down the middle, and we've seen it with Pittsburgh, with Crosby and Malkin for all these years. I think the CBJ are close, and they're definitely as close as they've ever been with the center ice depth.
Brad, we appreciate the call. We are going to hook you up with an ESPN Bet Sportsbook gift card. You can join us on Thursday. We're going to be out there for the NFL Draft. They have incredible food out there. We're going to get you that dining credit. So Cam's going to get your information. Hold on. We have more prizes to give out, though. We got a $50 Visa gift card to give out and more ESPN Bet Sportsbook dining credits. The phone lines are open, 614-821-9710. We're going to take a quick 2-minute timeout, and then we're going to get to Robert and Mike. This is the Fan Call-In Show.
Speedway knows the in-between is the best time for pizza. In between meetings, pencil in a pizza. In between this commercial you're listening to right now, eat a pizza. And in between meal times, that's when you need it the most. That's why at Speedway you can get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. With pepperoni, cheese, and extreme meat, your next stop at Speedway will be in-betweenier than ever. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through April 30th, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-THIRD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
If your idea of the perfect radio show is all Buckeyes all the time, then it's your lucky day, Slappy. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show. Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Hope you're having an amazing Sunday morning. We're having a lot of fun here. And we're doing the call-in show, which means it is your show. And Robert and Mike are on deck, but the phone lines are open, 614-821-9710. We still do have that $50 Visa gift card to give out.
We haven't even talked about these rankings of the top sporting events so far. We've had so many calls already.
So much going on. Love it. It is a fun Sunday morning, a beautiful Sunday morning. Ryan, I got the opportunity to get out and play golf this week.
There was never a doubt you were playing this week. Yeah. I think I was talking to someone, I think it was AR, and I was like, he said something about, where's Scotty Vegas? He's never here working. I'm like, he's at Medallion right now.
Yep.
It's a Friday and the boss is out. He's at Medallion.
Here we go. All right, back out to the phone lines. We're going to talk to Robert. Robert, welcome to the Fan Call-In Show.
Hi, I'm representing the Ohio State Buckeyes, and I have a very interesting draft pick.
All right, Robert, hold on 1 second.
There we go.
Robert, give us your pick.
So I think the Jags should actually trade their draft pick to the Dolphins for Tyreek Hill, because, in my opinion, for the past while, the Jags have been going for the bird in the bush and the bird in their hand, or they can just draft a crummy Michigan player.
Well, it's a good call. I was not expecting Jaguars draft talk today with that. Listen, and here, I don't know how you feel about this, Scotty. Obviously, wide receiver is a more important position than the defensive tackle spot. But there's a track record with Tyreek Hill here. First of all, this dude's a bad dude, right? Like, he keeps getting in trouble for stuff. There's all this stuff around him with domestic incidences and stuff. This guy isn't a good dude, but he is a great football player. But he has a shelf life, right?
Yes,
the Chiefs got rid of him. The Dolphins are willing to trade him now. So if you're the Jaguars, do you give up that 5th pick and get a wide receiver who may be a Pro Bowl level receiver for you, but you're only going to have him for 3 or 4 years max, over 10 to 12 years of all pro level defensive tackle play that you're going to get with Mason Graham?
Yeah, well, and factor in contracts, and as you said, factor in off the field, factor in the fact that Tyreek's 31 years old now and a speedster. It's an interesting discussion. I think the asking price is a little bit too much in my mind to make that deal.
And that's a great point too. Like some of these receivers, they're going away for nothing because people aren't going to give him the money when you can draft someone. So I think, what was it? The Browns got Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick, and then they traded him for a 4th-round pick. So, and Amari Cooper's not Tyreek Hill, but you also don't have to worry about the off-the-field stuff either with Amari Cooper. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the Dolphins would jump at that.
Absolutely. No question. Because they've done nothing. They've done nothing with Tyreek, right? No, good player, but they've accomplished nothing. Back out to the phone lines. We're talking to our friend Mike. Mike, welcome to the Fan Calling Show. What school are you representing?
Of course, I am representing the national championship, Ohio State Buckeyes.
Picking up your sarcasm.
Well, I should hope so, because I'm laying it on pretty thick.
How about this 3-month anniversary from that game against Notre Dame? Go ahead, Mike. What do you got for us?
All right. So, first of all, I wanted to come out with, it was one of the most amazing runs in college football history, probably if not the most amazing run in college football history. And this is actually coming from a blind person's perspective. I listen to sports, by the way, on the radio. So I don't watch none of my games on TV because there's no sense of it. And I have much more of appreciation for you guys and what you do when it comes to this. And my goal is to eventually be a sports broadcaster and join that type of thing. But our Buckeyes did great, and Paul Keels and everybody else did great on the calls of the games, and it was so amazing. Jack Sawyer getting the play that he got, and I'm just hoping for a 2026 season that is a great season. It's hard to go back to back, but we got the best coach in college football, the best damn fans in college football, and we're behind our team. So just wanted to see what you guys think about the 2026 season and what you guys think about things that are going to happen for us this year. I want to see how it goes.
Mike, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much and for the kind words, and we love it. Mike, here's the deal, too. You mentioned having the best band, the best coach. More importantly, Ohio State's got the best player in college football in Jeremiah Smith and has the best defensive player in college football in Caleb Downs, and that's why their odds, they are the odds-on favorite to win it all next year. Now, they're replacing a lot of guys. We can talk about that, no question about it, but there's a reason why they have the best odds to win it all, and it's because they have the best offensive and defensive player in the country, Ryan. And, I know that the spring portal opened up, and we talked a little bit about the needs on the defensive line, but they have as good of a chance as anybody across the board to win it all next year.
They do. And it's kind of the state of college football right now, too. Everybody that's at the top of the sport roster-wise pretty much is replacing their quarterbacks.
Yes.
LSU brings one back. Penn State brings one back. Clemson brings one back. But a lot of the usual suspects, Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, a lot of those teams, they're all bringing quarterbacks back. And listen, Ohio State, outside of that Texas game next year, the schedule's not too tough. You got Grambling in Ohio, then you're at Washington, Minnesota, at Illinois, at Wisconsin. That could potentially be a tough little 2-game road trip. Penn State's at home, then you're at Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and then, of course, the game at Michigan, which, unfortunately, that monkey is still on the Buckeyes' back right now. But the schedule's not too tough either. So you got to think Ohio State, with this talented roster, barring a catastrophe, they're going to be back in the college football play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that. All right, let's go back out to the phone lines and talk to Ross. Ross, welcome to the Fan Calling Show. What school are you representing this morning, Ross? Ross, you there?
Hey, Ross, are you there?
All right, we've lost Ross, so let's go back out to Andrew. Andrew, welcome to the Fan Calling Show. What school are you representing this morning?
I'm representing the Ohio State University.
Give me a hell yeah!
Go ahead, Andrew. What do you got for us this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen, and happy Easter to both of you and all the listeners around Columbus.
Thank you.
And first, I would like to say my first shout-out is going to be to the Ohio State lacrosse team for winning their first ever Big Ten title and winning it over that team up north. And being a football school, having Ohio State not win the Big Ten title in football, but beating Michigan to win the Big Ten lacrosse title, I thought was pretty cool. But that was my first thing. And second was I wanted to follow up with the gentleman that talked about Will Howard and where he kind of ranks. And I just wanted to get your guys' opinion on where he ranks for the past, 10, 15 years of great Ohio State quarterbacks. You're talking guys like Stroud, Fields, Dwayne Haskins, Troy Smith. Where do you put him? Do you put him kind of in between Braxton Miller and J.T. Barrett? Where does Cardale Jones fit in? So I wanted to get your opinion on that. And also, since this is a betting show as well, I had a bad beat earlier or last night with James Harden hitting that three to not have Nuggets cover the 2.5. So a $50 gift card would be pretty nice right now. But I just want to wish you guys a happy Easter and wanted to get your thoughts on the opinion of where Will Howard ranks amongst the great Ohio State quarterbacks of the past 15 years. Thank you.
Andrew, thank you for the call. Let's go ahead, since he talked a bunch of stuff there, ranking Ohio State quarterbacks, a tough betting loss. Let's give him that $50 Visa gift card there as well. So go ahead, Cam, get Andrew's info there, and he'll get that gift card. It's tough, right? Because you only got one season of Will Howard, but he won you the national championship. And Cardale Jones had that 3-game run there when J.T. Barrett goes down and wins you a national championship. I have a hard time putting a Cardale Jones over a J.T. Barrett in the lore of Ohio State quarterbacks because J.T. did it for 4 years. With that being said, though, I don't know if I put J.T. over a Justin Fields, who was only here for 2 years. It's very tough with Will because it was just 1 year. Now, the outcome is great. If we're going as far back as Troy Smith's number one to me.
Okay.
I think Troy Smith's the best quarterback in Ohio State history.
So let me put it this way. You have 1 minute to go in a game, and you're down by 4, and you need to go down and score a touchdown. Okay? National championship's on the line, whatever. Everything's on the line, and you're down by 4. You got a minute to go, and you can pick whatever quarterback you want over the last 20 years for Ohio State.
That's easy.
You're taking Troy Smith at number 1.
Smith. That's easy to me.
Yeah, here's how I would rank it. I think I would go Troy Smith at 1, and I think that I would go Justin Fields at 2.
I tend to agree with you. There's part of me that wants to say CJ at number 2, but I feel like I'm getting NFL bias out of that.
Yes, yeah. And it's tough because CJ obviously played amazing in that loss to Georgia, right? And had a terrific game. But it's hard to rank CJ ahead of Fields because of what we saw Fields deliver as far as a big time win in that Clemson game, right? So it's hard. I guess the way I want to look at it is one quarterback, 1 minute to go. Who's the guy you're taking? You and I are both agreeing that it's Troy Smith is our number 1 pick.
It's a great sports radio topic, though. And it's something that, maybe we could talk about more throughout the summer because it's such a good question.
And there's a lot of guys you can make the argument for.
A lot.
Will Howard's probably in that top 5.
And you know what's awesome about that? We couldn't make those arguments years ago because we didn't have Ohio State didn't have the quarterback talent that they've had here in the last decade or 2 decades. The quarterback talent has been so good. 614-821-9710. That is the number to call. Sean, hang on the line. We will get to you next. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by 2 things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your 4-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Feeling unsure about preparing your roof for spring storms? Newman Roofing is here for you. For over 30 years, we've helped homeowners understand their roof's condition so they can make the best decision for their home. Stop worrying and call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
And the top overall pick in this year's draft is the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. That's right, it's number 1 in my heart. This is Scotty Vegas, and we're hosting a special draft show and watch party starting at 7 p.m. Thursday, April 24th for the first round of the draft. Watch and place wagers on the picks with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and a live show at 7 at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Hey friends, Beamer here, 70 pounds down. Let that sink in. I'm officially 70 pounds down, all thanks to Awaken 180, and I've transitioned smoothly into maintenance mode. This isn't just weight loss, this is life-changing stuff. I've dropped over 13% body fat, my visceral fat points are down by 8, and honestly, I feel like a completely new man. The coolest part? Awaken 180 just doesn't say congrats and then wave goodbye. They prepare you for maintenance, so now I get to reintroduce to myself foods that I love. Pizza, ice cream, very excited about all of that. My mindset's completely different though now. Do I crave junk food? Honestly, no. Can I eat those things now? Sure. Will I? Absolutely. But the difference is I no longer feel like I need them all the time. And Awaken 180's free support for life means that this weight's staying off. My body's now working for me instead of against me. I'm finally at my healthy baseline weight. I feel awesome. Change your mindset, change your life. Awaken 180 made it happen for me. And if it can happen for me, it can 100% happen for you. Check them out online at awaken180weightloss.com. awaken180weightloss.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Ever want to be a radio star?
It's all about the radio.
Or at least hear your voice on the air?
The radio's all yours now.
This is the show for you. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
So much fun this morning. Packed phone lines. We're going to go right back out to the phone lines real quick now and talk to Sean. Sean, welcome to the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, fellas, let's give a shout-out to Columbus's own Bishop Sycamore, tongue completely firmed in cheek.
There we go.
You can't see me, dog. Just wanted to weigh in on the Browns draft, guys. I absolutely agree with Baker about trading the number 2 pick for as many picks as possible. I mean, that I'm emphatic and very passionate about this. I really like the Jackson Dart kid, and you can get that guy later. You know, get a tackle, and with Chubb's uncertainty, get a good running back. You know, Travion would look good. Quinchon would look good. You know, a couple other of these running backs, man. Get a good young running back that you can, you know, kind of ride hard and put away wet a little bit. What do you guys think?
I like it, Sean. I think they need as much as they can. You can get some offensive line help, some defensive line help. This is a deep defensive lineman draft. This is a deep running back draft, too. Some good receivers as well. So, yeah, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's go out to talk to Caden. Caden, welcome to the Fan Call-In Show.
You know, I've got one thing to say, and that's Anthony Edwards, ugly sweater, write an angry letter. Lakers in 5.
Oh,
all right. How about that?
Well, you know, the amazing thing. So one thing that I've been doing real quick, Ryan, is I've been doing these player props.
I heard this.
During the NBA playoffs. And what I do is I move the point total down a little bit. And it's funny. It actually brings in a lot of attention on what I do is I only take the star players and I move their point total down, usually about 5 or 6 below what their average is. And actually, for him, I went over just at the very end of the game. So it's making the NBA playoffs a little bit more fun for me. I'm not a huge NBA guy. I'm hoping the Cavs are able to pull through, but these player props, I think, are the way to go with the NBA playoffs.
That's a heck of a series with the run Minnesota had last year and Anthony Edwards taking on LeBron and Luka. That one should be fun. Vaughn, you are our final caller this week on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Vaughn. What school are you representing?
Good morning, guys. I'm going to rock with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Whoa, Nelly!
What do you got for us, Vaughn?
Yeah, you guys just touched on a lot of topics, rapid fire. What I will say, on the player props, that's an amazing way to do it. I also look at the lead rebounders. I think Miami's got, like, Khalil Ware. He's so it's either like 7 or 9. You know, I love the props topic, but I came up here not to crap on Browns fans, but it's crazy to hear all the talk about all the different ways they want to go, like trade the pick, let's get a running back, let's get a tackle. At the end of the day, the team is just extremely bad, and I am not a Browns fan, but that's why they cannot trust drafting a quarterback no matter who would have been there at 2 or 1. And it's why, like, if you watch the Browns last year, Emerson was probably one of the worst corners I've ever seen across from Denzel Ward. So why would you not be ecstatic about getting another corner who can also come with Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman, who actually had a run before getting injured, and at least shore up multiple positions with one player? I just don't understand. But I think as Browns fans, it's like, you know, dang if you do, dang if you don't. You know, we're going to be mad regardless. You guys have a great one.
Vaughn, I'm with you that the Browns are bad and they don't have a great roster. I guess that's why I want more picks and more chances to get good players. I think it's tough, though. Listen, Travis Hunter is a generational talent, right? There's not a lot of guys that are like him ever. And I think it's tough to ask him to go out there and play cornerback every down and then be such a difference maker on offense. I do think he can be a situational difference maker. It's not a bad pick. If the Browns get Travis Hunter at 2, I think we talked about this week. I think the floor for him is Devin Hester, and Devin Hester's a Hall of Famer. Now, obviously, for return kicks, which the return game really isn't much in the NFL anymore, but I think Travis Hunter, if you take him at 2, I think that's fine, and Browns fans are going to be very happy.
So many great calls today. Vaughn, Caden, Sean, Andrew, Ross, Mike, Robert, Brad. Had a blast throughout the entire hour. Reminder, every Sunday, 11 to noon, it is your show. It is the Fan Call-In Show. Every week we have prizes to give out. Tell a friend. We absolutely love hearing from you. And here's the deal. We have an opportunity to see you on Thursday night. We're going to be out at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. We are going to do a NFL Draft preview show from 7 to 8. And then we're hanging out, and we're going to watch the picks together. So we'll see what the heck those Cleveland Browns do at pick number 2.
Yeah, so you can watch the NFL Draft with us, have a good time at the casino, and hopefully win some money. Again, thanks to everybody that called in today. Don't go anywhere. Leave your radio locked on the Fan. We've got the Cincinnati Reds, coverage of them coming up at 1:05 later today. But until then, an abbreviated Fan Sports Sunday. It's Tito, it's Tim May, it's Rhyme Time. It's next on the Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The Reds came under new ownership on this April 20th back in 1991. Marge Schott sold the Reds to Cincinnati businessman Carl Lindner. Schott, one of the few women owners in all of baseball history, had owned the Reds for 15 years. Her reign was marred by several controversies, but Schott's Reds won a National League pennant and swept the World Series in that memorable 1990 season. No one loved the Reds more than Marge, and she was famous for combining her two passions, baseball and animals, by making her St. Bernards the team mascots and including elephants in the Reds' opening day ceremonies. A passing of the torch in Reds ownership this April 20th, 1991. This date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 five-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks.